Higgins trophy up for grabs. We'll see you.
Please welcome out to table one, bidding for a maiden Northern Ireland Open title, it's the reigning world champion, the warrior Kyren Wilson. Up against the four-time Northern Ireland Open champion, please welcome the world number one, the ace in the pack, Judd.
Well, he's left a red sticking out on the right side of the table. Trump just coming down to see where he wants to be on the black, and would he leave anything if he missed the red? Great pot, great speed, terrific pot. Yeah, nice little cannon to leave himself on the red to the right corner.
Yeah, I think he's played consistently well all week. Sometimes he says himself he struggles through early rounds, but right from the off against Ishpreet Singh Chadha, he looked good. Of course, he's had a tough draw. He had to beat Barry Hawkins and Sean Murphy. But whenever he's been pressed in frames, he's made clearances. He's just raised his game when he's had to. And of course, it may well come down to that this evening.
Yeah, he spoke about that in his interview, didn't he? And he's proud that he's made those clearances. That wasn't a good cannon. Played for the red directly above the black.
60.
But caught that red too thick. He'll be disappointed with that positional shot.
Judd from 60.
Kyren Wilson will think he's been let off there. I'm sure he was expecting a bigger break than that.
It's amazing though, isn't it? You know, for all the talk of the best of sevens or a lottery and anyone can beat anyone, we've got the two highest ranked players in the world in the final, which is quite a rare thing, actually. Last happened back in January at the World Grand Prix, Trump and O'Sullivan.
Oh, wow. How close was that? And although he may have left a red on here, it might not be so simple to get to a colour. Terrific long potter. Kyren Wilson. Yeah, not easy to get to a colour.
1. Judd trump 1.
He's covered the right-hand side of the reds, which makes things a little bit more difficult for Kyren. He was a bit fortunate there to have gone for the long red and not left anything on. Yeah, the full ball kiss on the yellow. He's tempting Judd Trump to take one of these long reds on. Oh, wow. What a shot that was. Clean, it went in so clean. Such cue power. And nicely on the yellow. So now Trump gets a chance, and it's a good one.
3.
Whatever angle you see that from, it gets more impressive, doesn't it? Yeah, talk about bulldozing your way in. But there was value to it. I mean, he would have been on the yellow.
4.
He just overruns this one, though. And that's a mistake.
Very careless, isn't it? You know, he was in. He's been in twice now. He misjudged the cannon earlier on. And he's overrun. He did that a couple of times in the last frame when he was playing for the pink. So just the safety. Disappointing.
Judd trump 4.
But played a good safety. Tight to the cushion.
He's annoyed, though. After the spectacular red, break came to a premature end. Judd Trump's made 5 centuries this week, Wilson 2.
Both these players, very good safety players. We know about the scoring ability. Break building. Kyren Wilson's had 5 maximums. Judd Trump 8. So yeah, they can score for sure, but the safety is excellent as well. But that's another mistake from Trump. Lethal on these kind of shots normally. Yeah, great shot. Can you see enough of the blue? It makes a difference. Excellent positional shot.
6.
And this is going to hurt Trump if he should lose this frame. He's had 2 really good chances.
7.
Pink spot's held,
30.
so that allows him to pot the red to the middle. Well, I'm saying it allows him to pot it, but
40.
Of course, his first ranking
20.
title, the Shanghai Masters 2015, he beat Trump in the final. 10-9, he had been 7-2 up. And he's missed that one.
yeah, that's a let-off for Trump. He
Kyren
didn't
Wilson,
quite
20.
hit the pink hard enough when he potted it into the corner. But you still expected him to pot that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early, obviously, but he was looking to sort of punish Trump's positional error earlier on when he didn't get on the black. There's going to be mistakes, of course, and that's what obviously makes it such compelling viewing. It's not just the skill, it's the unexpected.
Meanwhile, he's finished slightly the wrong side of the blue to get back to the reds. There you can see, it's just slightly the wrong side. I mean, you could just drop it in and play the double. It would be fairly safe. But taking this long pot on,
6.
and it just passes the red. Yeah, great shot. Played for the brown with safety in mind. And if the red went in, he's got the perfect angle on the brown to come back to the reds. Clever shot. So Trump doesn't need that safe red on the left side cushion.
11.
Terrific pot and positional play there.
Twelve.
Yeah, he could have done without the kiss. And this is a tester. Yeah, good shot. But I don't think he's on a red, except the double. So Kyren Wilson
80.
maybe coming back to the table. Looking at the possibility of a plant, but there's a big gap there. He could play the double and there's no danger. Couldn't leave anything on except the red he was playing. Oh, what a plant. What a plant he's found there. Surely a frame winner.
I mean, he pulls out some shots, doesn't he? I mean, they were quite a distance apart, weren't those two reds?
Amazing shot, wasn't it? Again, looking to see if this red will go to the corner. It looks tight. It will go to the middle. And I think he can get to it. To the middle pocket. He'd like it to go to this corner pocket, though. Yeah, I think that's a safer bet. But he would have liked to have taken it to the corner. It was much easier.
$27.
Well, for someone who's made so many centuries, and of course he's made over 1,000 in his career, his breaks can be very adventurous, but he's just such a great potter. He keeps it going. So he needs this red, and barring snookers, it'll be one apiece.
He's needed a few chances. Now, will he play this right-handed?
$35.
So Wilson needs a snooker. He's going to be in one.
Judd from 35.
So this game not over yet. So he could pot this red, play the pink or black. Even the blue. Yeah, that could be a very important red. Judd Trump missed. Seen many a game won from just one snooker.
6.
Yep, he knew as soon as he struck it, he'd miss the red to the middle. Needs to miss the pink.
Kyren Wilson 6.
Just a little afraid of hitting the black if he comes off the cushion. If he just gets a little bit too much left-hand side on the cue ball, he'll make contact with the black.
Well, he's cleared that hurdle, but this is all anxiety he didn't need. And if he'd have potted the red to right middle, we'd be racking him up for frame 3 now.
Good effort. but should be swervable, that one. Fraction slower, and it wasn't easy to hit.
Yeah, he sort of gave it a kick of the foot there, Kyren, didn't he? As if that was going to make it a snooker. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
I think he can get behind the black with a lot of left-hand side on the cue ball. Well, there's the snooker.
Foul.
This game live again.
Kyren Wilson 4.
He's got the option of making Judd Trump play again or taking the shot himself. Can't have it replaced because he needed snookers. But that's a very good safety, isn't it? Yeah, please, from there. Yep, and he's misjudged it. That misread to the middle from Trump. Well, we weren't sure in the commentary box. But now he's favourite for this frame now. This is the trump. This is the red that Trump missed.
Yeah, same pocket. The yellow looked like it might be a little high, but no, it went in. It's early in the final, but this is already a big, big moment. Frame that should have been Trump's.
Yeah, and he knows how much this will hurt Judd. A little shorter pace.
5.
But he should be able to get to the blue from there, in and out of baulk.
Nine.
And just a little heavy. And that will do nicely.
$20.
Well, Judd Trump really should have won that frame. He had Wilson needing a snooker. He himself had the last red to kill it off, missed it. Wilson got the snooker. And he's made the clearance. Dramatic stuff then. Here at the waterfront, Kyren Wilson leads Judd Trump 2-0. So Judd Trump just has to look forward, not back, and try and get involved. Highest break, only 35 for him so far.
Yeah, you could go back a couple of shots previous to that red he missed, and he had a red into the corner pocket, and it was an easy red, and he chose to play it right-handed, didn't get onto the black, and he had to play the snooker. Now, if he'd have potted that and the black, I'm sure Kyren would have given in. And he played it right-handed, and left himself just behind the black, so he played the snooker, and it was only one snooker from that point on. And he could be thinking about that as well. May have left a red to the right corner. If you can take it on and miss the black, the red and black together. He doesn't think so, but there is a cut to the corner. Very close. Played the safety as well. Good pot. Cue ball needs to slow down. He's too hard for the green. It would be very risky to take the green on.
Judd Trump.
There's no doubt this is one of the great venues now on the circuit, the Waterfront Hall. This tournament has become a real favourite of the players as well.
Foul, and a miss. Judd Trump 4. Yeah.
Rob Spencer is the referee in charge. Yeah, Kyren Wilson said when he won the semi-final yesterday, you know, he's really looking forward just to the occasion today, never mind who he was playing or what it even meant, just to actually get the chance to play in this final. Of course, Trump is well used to the atmosphere here. He's a 4-time champion.
Yeah, no, I know. Fractional. Just a touch, I think. Yeah, okay, yeah, Judd.
A little heavy this time. And he's left a possible chance at the red because he got the speed wrong. Just got to be careful, doesn't want to go 3-0 down. Yeah, good pot. Played it with some safety in mind. So just the attempted snooker again.
Judd Trump. Foul, and a miss. Judd Trump 4.
It's fortunate that it wasn't a fraction harder. He'd have had an easy red to the left corner.
Kyren, yeah, Judd.
He could be tempted with this red to the middle or the corner. The corner's dangerous. Well, that's a good pot. But again, played it with safety in mind. And they're very difficult shots to play. When the cue ball's tight to the cushion just to land up behind the yellow. Seeing those type of shots. Short, not reaching the yellow. It's a little heavy again. And this time, I think he has left a red on. It could be awkward cueing. In fact, he may need the spider. Looks easy on TV, doesn't it? The red to the left corner. Well, that wasn't such a good shot. Cue ball should have been close to the cushion. Yeah, and you could say a let-off there. But Judd Trump doesn't normally miss those type of shots. Chance to get in behind the brown. And again, just a little shorter pace. Where's this going to finish? Well, he's got nothing easy left. He's holding his hands up, but there is a red to the left corner. I'm pretty sure he'll take it on, but he won't know where the cue ball's going to go. Doesn't have to take it on, of course. There's a big difference because Kyren Wilson can afford to take reds on like he did there. Trump has got to be sure about the pots.
Yeah, if anything, it's got a bit edgy since that second frame. What happened there? But Trump certainly looking to keep things tight in this frame. Try and fashion a good chance.
Possibility of a double here, along with the safety. Yeah, very close. Very close. Calculated risk. He found the gap. Tap on the table there from Kyren. He knows he played a very good shot there. The black is causing Judd a problem here. Very easy to make contact with black. Caught it much too thick. What's the damage, if anything? The red next to the green will go. It's a little fortunate there, Trump. Could have easily left something easier than this.
Yes, I mean, it's talked about how proficient he is with the rest, but every rest shot is different, and this is a tough one.
Yeah, good shot. And the way he played it, he was trying to cover the red if he missed it.
What?
With the brown and yellow. And if you can get to a red from here, the reds are so inviting.
Well, he must be feeling good after that second frame. That was, I know it's a long match, but that was a real blow to land against a very confident opponent.
Six.
A little tester. Right in the middle.
Yeah, he's in business now. Get the black on its spot and chance to build up a 3-0 lead in this match. It's been said all week that he's sort of picked up his pace as well. He looks confident. You know, he's got a good look about him in the arena. And why wouldn't you, having scaled the mountain that is the Crucible?
Yes, thanks.
Because he's worked so hard for it, Kyren, throughout his life. He always believed he could do it. He'd had a bad season going to Sheffield, but it didn't make any difference once he got there. Something clicked. And he withstood the Jack Jones comeback as well. It was getting, at times, a little bit sticky, but got over the line. The tears came, the family came out. Wonderful scenes.
50.
And he's the sort of character, once he's climbed one mountain, he wants to climb another. Keep adding to the record. Win as many tournaments as he can while he's feeling this good.
Plenty of action on the cue ball there, wasn't there? He wasn't quite sure what was going to happen, but gave every chance to be on a red. It doesn't matter who you are, you don't really settle until you've won a frame. And he hasn't settled yet. He's had chances.
30. Yeah, sure. Thanks. 31. 38. 39.
'Another rest shot. He could have left the cue ball closer to the blue and not played with the rest, but he's so confident with the rest. Just needs to leave the cue ball where the red is, and he's got an easy pink to the middle with reds to follow.
Cheers, Kyren. Thank you.
Maybe he should just play every shot with the rest, because he'd probably never lose then.
Very rarely see him miss, do we?
So the black will put him 48 in front, another red and a colour, and it's looking like 3-0.
$59. 60.
'So the world champion making the early running, but of course he wants to kill this off. We saw what happened in the last frame
65.
when there was one snooker needed. That's the position we're at. So this red should be frame ball, and in it goes.
66.
Judd Trump was very conscious in this frame to try and use safety to just keep Wilson out, but in the end
73.
he did get in and he stayed in. Great start to this final for
74. Cheers.
Wilson, who's now looking to certainly win the session and put the pressure on Trump when they come out tonight. He only needs 2 more frames this afternoon. He's guaranteed to be in front
81.
when they return at 7. So the break ends at 81, and Kyren Wilson on top in the early stages of the Northern Ireland Open final. Judd Trump, the defending champ, with a bit to think about because he's trailing 3-0. Judd Trump could win from 4-0 down, but it does feel like he needs to win this frame. He needs to get involved in this final and just get a foothold as they go to the first interval. Wilson, though, will be determined to keep up the intensity. He's just made an 81 break to win that last frame.
Right, he's brought a red down the table. Can Judd see it? Well, not sure from there whether he can see enough of it to pot it. And the red that's closest to the right corner, very difficult and very risky. Yeah, and that was the problem. He knew the cue ball was going into the reds. Had he potted the red, it'd have been nicely on the blue. So, an early chance for Kyren.
Well.
This is where focus is so important, because one shot, as we know, can turn it back again. An unexpected slip-up from Wilson could be just what this man, Judd Trump, needs to finally get properly involved in the match.
He would have liked to have been on one of those two reds just to the right of the black. And that would have brought the black into play. I just don't think it's come far enough. He always knew he had this red to the left corner.
Nice.
6 out of 6 with the rest. Perfectly played.
4.
And that looks just about right. What a good positional shot that was from Kyren Wilson. A couple of ways of playing the shot. He could just drop it in and leave the cue ball next to the other red, or try and screw onto the black. Yeah, that's what he tried.
10.
And that's end of break. To the relief of Judd Trump, because that could have gone so good. Catch the black a little bit thicker.
Brown ball. Kyren Wilson 10.
Well, he's caught the brown much too thin, and he's invited Judd to have a go at this, but there's danger attached. Yeah, and he didn't want to take the risk. Has he covered the red? It doesn't appear so. No. He can get to it. Yeah, he was unfortunate to have found the gap between the green and the blue, but he could also have taken the red on. And he was sat there thinking, well, I may as well have took the red on now. First miss, then he's nudged the red, so he can't take the red on. He has had the run of the ball so far. This was cruel.
It's funny though, isn't it, how pre-interval frames can seem more important than maybe they should. I mean, the fact is, it's a 17-frame match. This is frame 4, but there's going to be a 15-minute interval coming up. And Wilson, obviously determined to go there 4-0, really put Trump under pressure during that interval to try and find something. Equally, Trump determined to get a frame on the board.
Foul. Miss.
Well, he's somehow found that gap and not reached the reds.
Yeah, clever safety shot that. He could have had it replaced, but look where he's placed the cue ball. The pink is stopping the return safety. So this is still awkward for Kyren Wilson.
No doubt Trump is under it. Remember, he'd only lost 4 frames in the whole tournament before the final. He's already lost the first 3 here.
Yeah, Trump potted one like that earlier, and this time I don't think he's got away with it. I think the red will pass the brown. So some work to do, but an easy starter.
Well, 24 minutes it was between pots for Trump until he knocked that in. This is his 47th ranking final, so he's been in every position you can be in over the years. No time to panic yet.
Right, he could play the cannon to green here. If he missed the green, he'd be on the red. But his brain really not working to full capacity at the moment.
Five.
Yep, and that's the end of break.
Just Trump 5.
And I'm not sure if he's got safe there. Yeah, good pot. Yeah, but not the best kiss in the world. Excellent pot. Now, has he found the plant there? Kyren Wilson, the two reds by the pink spot.
6.
Can they be made?
Kyren Wilson 6.
Yeah, difficult to get back to baulk from there. The pink obstructing the reds. Well, obviously it wasn't, and that was a mistake from Judd Trump. Oh, great pot. Found the gap. Now he needs a good kiss for it to hold up. Now, can he get to a red from the yellow? Again, he hasn't played that one well. He's left himself hampered by the brown. He could have tucked that long red on to the corner. He might still take it on, but it's a lot more difficult now. Where's that red going to finish? Not good for Judd Trump.
No, these are worrying signs for him. He struggled, hasn't he? And even the frame, the second frame, which he looked like he would win, that was all bits and pieces. He was losing position, eventually, of course, missed that red. But even before that, he wasn't as clinical as he has been this week. So this is Wilson's chance to really take control of the match. If he can win this frame 4-0. Well, it's a great lead.
If he's dropped on the pink there, that's a real bonus. He always knew he was going to be on the black, worst case scenario. But the pink, and he can open more reds up. Get the pink back on its spot.
Yeah, it's help yourself time, isn't it, for the world champ here?
7.
But if he doesn't win the frame here, then this is what he'll think about at the interval, because it's a golden chance, you've got to say, to press on into a 4-frame lead.
8.
Yeah, just overrun a little, but he always knew he had the
12.
red to the middle.
Good. Eight. Ninety. 25. Just kind of, thank you.
Beautifully
26.
played. Beautiful cannon to leave himself perfect on black or pink.
Yes, so 2 more pots, and it's looking like 4-0. I'm sure Judd's brother Jack will
33.
have plenty to say in the interval. Still a long way to go, but clearly the second half of this session is about
30.
damage limitation for Trump to make sure he's within striking distance coming back this evening. Wilson, on the other hand, will be looking to pull away. Second frame was big, wasn't it? Trump looked to have won it. Wilson needed a snooker when Trump missed that red to the right middle. Of course, he got the snooker, he won the frame, and he's firmly on top. So, Judd Trump there,
49.
needing this interval to get his head together, call on his vast experience,
50.
and get properly involved in this final when they come back.
$59.
It was always an interesting rivalry between these two because they're of a very similar age, come through the same sort of junior structure. But it's become more so, obviously, now that
62.
Wilson is world champion. Trump, all the stats were favouring Trump. But now Wilson's won the biggest tournament in the game. His status has changed.
66.
And it's clearly transformed him as well. Some players struggle as world champion. He's doing the opposite. He's thriving.
71. $77.
Judd Trump's highest break, just 35 in these 4 frames. Wilson has made 58, 81 and 77. And his full value, for this lead he has at the interval. So Judd Trump, the defending champion, looking to win this title for a 5th time, in big trouble as they go to the first interval. It's Kyren Wilson, the world champion, leading 4-0. Big 4 frames to come then. Judd Trump trying to make this a lot closer, and Kyren Wilson trying to all but put it beyond doubt. They both know it's not over yet. Judd Trump here led RonnieO'Sullivan 4-0 in the World Grand Prix final last season, was beaten 10-7. And Kyren Wilson in 2023 led Sean Murphy 4-0 in the Tour Championship final, was beaten 10-7. This is 1st to 9, but there's still a lot of frames potentially to go. But no doubt about it, these 4 are massive.
Well, that could have been a mistake. If Trump could see this red, and he can, these have got to start going in. Actually, the kiss could have been kinder. The black is not a gimme. Neither is the pink. He's overcut it.
Just somewhat.
And he's left a red on with the rest. 9 out of 9 with the rest so far, Kyren Wilson. And that's just about the right spot to split the reds open. Yes, it could play for the red into the right centre, but this looks too good an opportunity to go into them and spread them. He's finished on a red. He can get to the black.
7.
And this is already looking very ominous. And it's only 2 balls.
Eight.
I think all the predictions were whoever you were going for, it'd be close, but it doesn't always turn out that way. The top players are so good, they can all sort of dominate a match. Judd Trump found that out last season at the Champion of Champions. Mark Allen beat him 10-3. It was another match that, you know, had the feel of being close, but they don't always turn out that way. That pink he missed, he needed something easier, I guess. It was just a bit awkward, and when you're not really involved in a match, you don't want those so early in frames.
40.
He would like to get the black on its spot as quickly as possible, but there's no red to play for from the black, or more difficult. So I'll probably just concentrate on the pink for the time being.
$20. 20. 26. 27.
Yeah, the red by the pink spot, a good red to play. That frees that pink spot area.
32.
So if he pots the pink, it will go to more pockets now.
33.
Reverse side on the cue ball to come out nicely for the reds.
39.
It wasn't too difficult to pink, but as David said, he could have done with a little bit easier just to get his arm going.
It's one of those, wasn't it? If he was 4-0 up, you'd have fancied him all day for it, but 4-0 down, struggling, not so much.
This is the pink, just overcutting it. He finished on a red, which Kyren duly knocked in, and then split the pack wide open.
47.
These two loose reds should be enough. The four reds surrounding the pink all look to be covering one another, so I'm sure he knows that these two reds would be enough to leave Judd Trump needing snookers.
Well, 90 minutes playing time, and Kyren Wilson has been monopolising things. If he wins this frame, of course, he's guaranteed some sort of lead coming back this evening, and then there's the chance to really make it a commanding one.
54.
Well, all on this shot. If he plays a little cannon here and finishes on one, it's 5-0. Well, he's on one.
Six.
Yeah, so the missed pink thoroughly punished.
Yeah, it couldn't have gone any worse, really, for Trump. He's missed the shot on the pink, left it right over the pocket. Kyren immediately left the cue ball on the cushion where he knew he could open the reds from the pink. And from there, well, he's never looked like missing, has he? A man full of confidence.
$74. 75.
It's a quick kill from the missed pink. Kyren Wilson's made 75, and the world champion ploughs on. He's only 4 frames from the title now, leading 5-0.
Kyren Wilson to break.
Once again, he's left this long red sticking out. And these shots become tougher and tougher the further you go behind. And I think he may have left a chance at this red by the green. Not the easiest of starters. But he's got it. Played for the black. And although it's tough, he'll be going for it. And it's there. Fortunately for Trump, the positional side of the shot didn't work out, but he had to put everything into the pot.
8.
Just looking to see if this red will go into the left corner. A lot tougher than the pink that Judd Trump missed in the last round.
$11. 12.
Yeah, perfectly onto the blue for that red just above the black. So the wrong side of the red to get to the black.
$18.
Just a little bit too hard. He was looking to be on the blue to split the reds. Yeah, not where he wanted to be, really, under the cushion.
22.
Tough pot. Right in the middle. There was no danger. Terrific pot.
Yeah, and he didn't sort of build that up, did he, to be a difficult shot, even though it was. He's clearly feeling really good.
Well, for a change, hasn't worked out. Got plenty of action on the cue ball to draw it through the reds. But he's not on a red. Nothing easy anyway. He's looking at a cut to the middle. And it's worth taking on because it doesn't look as though he can leave anything. And he'd be on the black. Great shot again. He just can't miss at the moment.
Yeah, that was so clean, wasn't it? They have to be in the middles.
And you could say he's a little unfortunate to have finished straight on the black. Left himself the red to the green pocket.
Well, it's sort of what we associate with Trump, isn't it? Sort of recovery potting when you've lost ideal position. Wilson's kept it going for now, this break. But kind of looking for one moment where the final might turn. Maybe, well, Trump hoping maybe this will be it. But again, it's middle of the pocket.
It doesn't matter, does it, about them being difficult? Well, he took the risk to go into them. The red to the left of the pink would go.
46.
The red to the right of the pink would go. And tried to win the frame at that visit. And it could so easily have been 6-0 there, had it been on a red. A little heavy.
46.
He was playing the cue ball to the baulk cushion. But I think he's just about come far enough to not allow Trump to go for this red. And he isn't getting away with it. And that's surely end of frame, the way the reds are. He wasn't far away from the pot, but far enough.
Yeah, you could hear from the audience reaction, there's a slight sense of sort of shock, I think, in the air. I mean, this wasn't easy by any means, but just the fact that Trump, he's not really playing a part in this match. Been so good all week. Probably been his best sort of consistent performance in the tournament until today, this season.
Yeah, I think that second frame really hurt him.
8.
You know, to lose it and not getting another decent chance in the frames that followed.
9.
Well, I don't care who you are, it's going to be very hard to win from 6-0 down. He's playing
60.
the world champion, the world #2, a winner already this season, someone clearly very confident, not the sort of character likely to fall apart.
70.
So if Trump is going to win, then he really has to, well, first he get in, that's been an issue, but then start to work his magic. Highest break only 35, and all the rest has just been scraps. But credit to Wilson, he's ploughing on here.
24. 25.
He's just not missing at all, is he? And giving Judd Trump a chance. He's taking full advantage. Powering that cue ball into the best position.
32. 33.
Well, he came here last year, lost 4-3 to Sam Craigie in the first round. He had a disappointing season until, of course, he got to Sheffield.
40.
But this season has already been a successful one, and things getting better and better for Kyren Wilson. Thoroughly at ease in the surroundings. I mean, you know, it's been talked about. He's talked about there's been matches where he hasn't been on the main table. You can understand why he wants to play on the main table. He always seems to play well on it, and that includes today in this final.
48. $54. 55.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. It's difficult to sit in that chair and watch this. You've got one man that can't miss. Another man that can't get a chance.
60. 66.
Yeah, he's done this to so many himself. Of course, last year he beat Chris Wakelin, Trump 9-3 in the final.
70.
He's been completely outplayed here, and he's not getting simple starters. Whenever he comes to the table, it seems to be a difficult one.
75.
Kyren Wilson said he was looking forward to playing this final. He'll be absolutely loving it right now. He's outplaying the world number one. .88 from Kyren Wilson, the highest break of the final so far. He extends his lead to 6-0.
Thank you, the 7th frame. Judd Trump to break.
Judd Trump would like a bit of Alex Higgins magic here, wouldn't he, to find something. He needs it. 6-0 it is to Kyren Wilson. Remember, it's only first to 9.
He's got a good cue ball, but he's also left a shot to nothing. Yeah, well, a rare miss. But nothing easy for Trump.
Yeah, it's been the story, hasn't it, when he has come to the table. Like you say, it's not been what he needs, which is a kind of easy starter.
Now, played the cue ball to a good place. Had it gone in, he's nicely on the blue. If it doesn't go in, he's left it under the cushion. And this is a tough shot. He's knocking in every tough shot, though.
Well, this is the difference, isn't it, Joe? You know, they were both difficult shots, but Wilson's 6-0 up. He's full of confidence, whereas Trump's feeling, I've got to make something happen.
Absolutely. I mean, when Kyren missed the long ball there at the beginning of the frame, he could have left an easy starter, but it was tough. And the table's been reversed. I'm sure that Kyren Wilson would have knocked that red in that Trump's just missed. He's full of confidence. And confidence plays a massive part in this game.
9.
The other thing is, if Wilson can win this final by a landslide, it plants the seed the next time they play.
40.
Which will probably be this season at some point.
50.
Now, maybe a chance of opening the reds up here.
22. 23.
He gets some action on that cue ball, doesn't he? A little bit too much that time. Red just below the pink. I think we'll go to the right corner.
28.
Finished the wrong side of the blue. He may take the pink. It's gone wrong. He'll be disappointed with that. That was looking like 7-0.
35. He's touching that one. I'll just check this one as well. Yeah, touching ball.
So touching both reds. So just looking for the hardest spot on the table to leave the cue ball for Judd Trump.
Kyren Wilson, 35.
Well, he's left a chance at 2 reds, but difficult. This game can be so easy sometimes, and Judd Trump makes it look so easy sometimes. And that is a pure example of how easy the game can be. Now, is he on the black? Hard to say.
Yeah, a couple of millimetres here and there can make a difference. It was another great pot, though. That's been the difference, hasn't it? As he's increased his lead, he's been knocking those in. Judd Trump hasn't.
Round ball.
Just pushing the brown a little safer in case Trump gets a chance. Trying to make it as difficult as he can for Judd. Yeah, great pot. And the angle not too bad. He might be able to get to that loose red from the blue.
Well, he got a good cheer for that, didn't he? The crowd here would love to see some sort of rally.
Yeah, not quite hard enough. Not enough left-hand side on the cue ball.
6.
So, another tough one. Another pressure ball. That's another good shot. Again, not ideal on the black, but all he has to do is pot it, because there's a red near the pocket. Yeah, good shot. But look where the cue ball's landed. Now, this is tough for a natural right-handed player. Well played. Well played. And the crowd really getting behind Judd Trump. The red just below the pink will go if he can get to it.
.22.
Not ideally on it. Well, this would be a bonus if this one goes. If he's found the gap there between everything, he's a little bit fortunate. Well, we wasn't sure if the red was going to drop. But now, great chance. Not to win the frame, but to get right back into it and compete in a frame.
.30.
He'd like to be on the red just below the pink, because that's going to be difficult to get to.
.38. .39. .45. 46.
Well, he's got that red on the left side cushion to worry about. Doesn't need the brown now.
53.
His first 50 break of this session.
54.
Left a nice angle on the black to try and bring that red into play. Don't forget to pot the black. Perfect. Or is it? Has it just gone too far? I think he can cut that. Needs a red and a colour. Well, it must be tougher than what it looks like on the TV.
Judd Trump. 60.
Well, 25 in front. Of course, Wilson will need the brown that he himself put safe. If there's to be any way back for Trump, he's got to win this frame, and he hasn't won it yet.
It's close. It's close. We've been here before. So, Kyren Wilson put the brown safe. Can he bring it into play here? Yeah, good attempt. Good attempt, but the kiss is good, isn't it? Perfect on the blue. Now, he'll be trying to leave an angle on the green to bring that brown into play.
6.
Trump was unfortunate getting the cannon to the red and just pushing it past the middle. He's too far, and you can see it in his face. That was a great opportunity to leave the perfect angle on the green. It's straight-ish. And that's all he could do with that shot. And now try and play a good safety in behind the black, maybe.
Kyren Wilson in left.
Well, hasn't got him behind the black, but he's got the snooker. Or has he? He was having a good look there, wasn't he? Anxious moments, it's cuttable, this.
Yeah, double kiss. Extended rest, extension on the cue. Wilson needs the 4 colours for 7-0. Judd Trump's made by far his highest break of the match in this frame, 61, but might not be enough.
Well, that's just run absolutely perfect for the blue into the corner.
4.
There's surely no way back for Trump if Wilson pots these 3 balls.
Nine.
And we're talking, what, half an inch? He just pushed that red, he got it. We thought where he wanted it, just went past that middle pocket. If it had just stopped half an inch nearer, he surely would have won this frame. It's a cruel sport at times. Judd Trump's had many great days. This is turning into a nightmare for him. And the prospect of a whitewash in the final looms. 7-0. Incredible. Kyren Wilson is just 2 away from the title. Wilson got the snooker. It looked like Trump at last would get on the scoreboard, but got the double kiss on the brown. Wilson cleared up 7-0. He's 2 away. And as I say, you know, you've got to start thinking about the whitewash now, which nobody had in their thoughts this morning. Whoever you thought would win, nobody was thinking that.
Yeah, and these long reds, as I said earlier, get more difficult. Now, what's the damage? It could have been a good kiss, that, because had it not kissed, it'd have left a red for certain to the right corner. Well, shouts have come on, but look where the cue ball's going. Couldn't afford to take one of the reds on. still trying. It's going towards the middle, another ball harder, and it would have been an easy pot to the middle. Very tough from there. Look where the red's going. Yeah, good pace on the cue ball. He's pushed one over the corner. And it looks like he can pot it.
What?
Well, not the best positional shot. Played it with topspin, which slowed the cue ball down.
Green one. Kyren or someone.
Stephen Hendry once won a Masters final from 7-0 down. That was a best of 17. You sort of cling to these historical things at this point.
Oh, what a good kiss that was. That could have gone so terribly wrong.
It's like the World Final, though, isn't it? I mentioned at the start, and that was a 2-day match, but he won the first 7 there against Jack Jones, and that obviously put a massive distance between the two of them that survived to the end. Albeit Jack Jones had a better second day.
Well, a chance. The red to the left middle. And just held up the top side of the blue. And sometimes when you're so far behind, it's difficult to formulate a plan. As I said before, things can come so easy from the top players, but then you can't work out what to do next. This isn't an easy leave as yet. Maybe if he took the green and then the red by the black spot, that's an option. Got choice of green or black.
Ten.
Yeah, he didn't want that in. It would have been very difficult to get to the next red had that red dropped in. Now, does he play for the black? The pink?
16.
Dangerous to play for the black.
17.
Can he just end the afternoon with one winning contribution?
Yeah, as you said, David has made over 1,000 century breaks. What would he give for a 70 here?
Yeah, I mean, he's up against it, but certainly were he to lose 9-0, were he to be whitewashed, that's pretty scarring going forward for the rest of the season. At least get on the scoreboard.
$29. 30.
He's been trying to get to that red by the black spot for quite some time, but never had the option to be able to play for it.
$35. 36. 43.
That's okay, the black will go to the left corner.
44. 51. 52.
Well, he's got to be precise with his positional play here. He's had a look at the red, the two reds that are closest together. One of them will go to the left corner. But that's not the best positional shot. He could have done with being a bit closer to the red and straighter.
59.
Dangerous time now. Yeah, well played. And the blue going safe helps him.
So this black, and whatever else happens, it doesn't look like Judd Trump will be whitewashed in the final. Even saying that, it just sounds unthinkable. But it was a real possibility before this frame. It's been a good break, this. But he's still massively up
67.
against it. Kyren Wilson sitting pretty as the players prepare to take their break between sessions. He'll need just 2 more tonight to become champion. More satisfying, I would suggest, not only
68.
to beat Judd Trump, but to beat him heavily, if that's what happens. Remember Wu Yiza against Neil Robertson at the English Open. He was 7-1 down. He got it very close. Came roaring back in the evening, only lost 9-7. So it's not done yet, but clearly Wilson a big
75.
favourite.
$76.
Great attempt to split them.
83.
Yeah, we'd love to finish with a century. But at least he's won the frame.
The plain and simple facts are that the world #1 has got to win this session 8-1 to claim a record-extending 5th Northern Ireland Open title. But for Kyren Wilson, who played superbly this afternoon, just 2 frames away from his first home nation's crown. It's unlikely, Neil, as we see Kyren leave that red on the lip, but it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible, but it is unlikely. You have to play lights-out snooker all evening, I think, will Judd, and you'd have to expect a dip in form of Kyren. Such is the lead.
Well, I think that's... oh, that's so unlucky. I was about to say a clear indication of how Trump's going to approach this situation, but with luck like that, he's got no chance.
Well, this is just unbelievable, isn't it, that you can go in off in the middle at that speed, at that angle. He flicked the yellow as well. A lot of things happened there. None of them were good for Judd Trump. Yeah, I mean, we have dissected the afternoon session. Ultimately, Kyren Wilson played by far the best snooker, understandably, as the scoreline would tell you. But as ever, there's a frame or two that could have gone the other way. And when you don't win them, they hurt. And when you do win them, you get the boost.
The second frame was an early pointer for the way the afternoon worked out for Trump, losing it after this man needed a snooker on the black. He's going to need those long pots, which Wilson is normally so adept at getting, to stay out this evening. And then, of course, the 7th frame, when Trump made a break of 61, but was ultimately undone once again on the final black before he managed to take the final frame of the session with easily his best break to give himself just a glimmer. It's one of the great modern rivalries, and I suspect will get greater and greater as the years go by. These two players, numbers 1 and 2 in the world, of course. World #1 against world champion. Trump edging it 12 wins to 10. Their 4th meeting this year alone. And of course, Kyren Wilson got the better of Trump in another ranking final this season, the Xi'an Grand Prix, by 10 frames to 8.
Guess a big round of applause for that, but ultimately it's probably just going to be worth a point to him. Clearly the audience would like to see a prolonged evening session, basically. They don't want to see it'd be 1-9-1 or 9-2 or something of that
Paintball.
nature. But also the sort of snooker that Judd plays is very exciting, as is what Kyren has been doing today. So just I want to see a continued match. Slightly freakish scoreline, but Judd could have a few complaints really about how it went.
5 breaks of over 50 for Kyren Wilson, including an 88, which helped him to a 6-0 lead. Goodness, right on the lip, but he's covered it.
Yeah, I mean, he got a good cue ball there, so there's a lot of balls in the way of the red over the pocket, it seems. Thought that was going to drop in at first. You know, it's hard to know how he can possibly get to the red. And obviously he can't leave it, but there's just everything seems to be in the way. I mean, he could possibly play one cushion into the red. Again, it mightn't be worth any more than a single point. There's no sort of plant or enough onto the red. It's a great shot, and I like the speed he played of that, actually. Take the cue ball up the table. Now, is he going to play this blue? You see the way that the cloth slides off that cushion. Well, this is going to have to go in.
Oh, terrific pop.
He really has played 2 great shots in a row there.
6. Seven.
One thing we do know is that Judd Trump's game is in as good a fettle as it's ever been. He's carved up the field this week. Not really threatened at all on his way to this final. Beat Elliot Slesser in 90 minutes last night. Sean Murphy, who'd been playing really well, 5-1 in the previous round. Barry Hawkins, 4-1. Of course, today has been a very different story, but 12. If he can get on a roll, there are a few more dangerous in the world than Trump, if any.
That right-hand red, it'll go, but it is quite tight. I mean, it's not impossible he could hit the other red on the way through, unless he is it to the right of the pocket. That's why he played the one below it. It would be an early boost, wouldn't it? Because when he came to the table, it fairly grim position with the red over the pocket, reds everywhere.
Yes, he looked understandably a bit sad when he walked into the arena faced with this daunting 7-1 deficit, but a smile spread across his face when he heard the noise for him just before the players shook hands.
Nice.
And he is an inspirational sort of player, Trump.
$26. 27. $32.
Well, he can get himself into a long lead in the frame, not necessarily guaranteed to be enough with all those reds on the right cushion, but the reds in open play with high-value colours will take him a long way in front.
$40. $41. 48.
Pop that one cleanly. His Rye's not perfectly behind this red.
$49.
So it'll be 53 in front here. Hard to think that from that top red he could get onto the black very easily. More likely to be on a lower value colour, which means he might need one of the other 4 reds that are on the cushion. Well, that's one way of getting on the red with the black to follow. That was an amazing shot.
56.
That really was. And now he can run behind the black and it'll be Snooker's required. If he pots 2 more balls. Well, as badly as he played today already in the afternoon session, this has been a quite incredible break, has to be said. Didn't seem possible he could get the frame one when he walked to the table in that snooker on the red over the hole.
That was a brilliant shot to get him out of trouble initially, and then the pressure blew, knowing he was leaving
64.
plenty for Wilson if he missed. And the positional shot just now. So the perfect start to the evening for Trump.
Yeah, didn't want to play the double either after the second frame today, which he lost with Kyren wanting a snooker.
Well, that's surely the end of this frame. Cries have come on Judd. Well, he's responded. In the first one, it was a superbly crafted break of 64. It really was. He came to the table in all kinds of trouble, and he left it, leaving his opponent requiring a snooker. So he won the last of the first session, and he's won the first of the last session. He's got a long way to go, but this is the start he had to make.
8.
Yes, and he's got to continue, hasn't it? You know, he's got to play with this intensity right up until at least the mid-session interval, and you can't look any further than that because we're not sure to get one. But he really has looked a different animal tonight. Maybe with Kyren Wilson, he knows he's got such a big lead, he hasn't sort of relaxed, but he certainly wouldn't want to.
12.
He's sort of a great position to be in with a long lead like this, as he had coming into tonight. But it does kind of change maybe your overall feelings going into a session of snooker. Did all the work this afternoon. He's got to finish the job off tonight. Meanwhile, Judd is playing all the shots now.
And defying the laws of physics in the process. Just the start that Judd Trump needed in his bid to turn this seemingly hopeless cause around. He takes the first frame with a brilliant break of 64. He trails 7-2. Kyren Wilson breaks off in frame 10. Judd Trump with a superbly crafted 64 for his second straight frame. 9 is the target for the title.
Well, the red crept up the table a little bit too far off the break-off shot. Judd can cut this in. didn't get a good kiss, though. He'd probably be able to just snooker Kyren, but there's not a great deal else he can do with this. He's going to want every kiss, every nudge imaginable, I think, in the quest to draw back into this match. That was quite a misjudgment, because he very nearly hit the blue, which meant it'd gone too low. Trying to work out if it's worth having it put back, because in the end he feels that Kyren will eventually negotiate this snooker, and that will be the end of it. It won't amount to an awful lot in the way of points. Yeah, well, I can think of a good reason to have that put back, really, but because even then, if Kyren had rolled into the left side of the bunch, he's got the easy safety shot anyway up the table, but he decided to play it. So I'm not sure that Judd really gained much there by playing that shot himself. Looking at a plan, and as you can see where the cue ball is, he could probably make that into a very close possible plant to left corner. Cue ball running away to bulk anyway.
Of course, Kyren Wilson knows what it's like to be on the wrong end of a home nation's final drubbing. This is his third final appearance in this series, dating back to 2016. Oh, he's overcut that by quite a margin. That's a surprise, and he's left it for Trump. He was beaten 9-2 by O'Sullivan in the English Open in 2017, and then 9-1 by Sean Murphy at the Welsh Open in 2020.
Still not getting any kisses, is he? And there, the balls could hardly have finished in worse positions.
We have seen some big fight backs in recent years. Mark Allen from 6-1 behind to beat Ding, 10-7 for the UK title. Neil Robertson 5 down with 6 to play against John Higgins in the Tour Championship. But of course, the reason those matches stand out is because of their rarity.
Judd has asked for, I think, the extended rest. He's going to take this red on into the right corner with all the equipment on the cue.
One.
bottom red in the bunch goes to the left corner. So he doesn't have to do an awful lot with this black.
Eight. Nine.
Now, does he have to go into the bunch? Obviously the red out on the left, but also he's looking at the bottom red again in the pack of reds. If he can pop that from somewhere down the right side. So he's got about 3 different shot choices here.
$60. Judge from 16.
He wasn't right in behind the red as he wanted to be, but I still didn't really see it as a problem. I'm sure he didn't either. That will give Kyren Wilson a little bit of heart because he hadn't really had anything come his way tonight. Judd has missed that one.
Looking for his first pot of the evening. And he's still looking. He looks just a little nervy at the moment, Kyren Wilson.
Yeah, as I say, it's a totally different mindset, I think, coming in with this scoreline than what he started the match. He had to be aggressive in the match, of course, to get the frames won. From starting all square, 0-0. He probably shouldn't change his thought process, but that's very easy to say. It's kind of just the psychology of sport, really, isn't it? Judd is desperately trying to get back into the match. Kyren just wants to get himself over the line.
A view from the gods of this magnificent waterfront hall. Certainly one of the players' favourite places to show their skills. Generates a wonderful atmosphere, and it'll be even greater if Trump can produce something remarkable this evening and make it close.
Quite like to get the cue ball across somewhere in behind the yellow if that's possible from here. Played it pretty well, hasn't he? A quick table, it'll probably just go beyond the yellow, but it was still a good way of playing the shot. Well, again, they knew the cue ball was heading into that fairly dangerous corner where he can get a snooker behind the yellow or even the blue, but peeing off, as he found out, is also a possibility as well into that area. He's got to stay patient and just hope that things start to just run for him a little bit. I mean, there's no question that he was outplayed completely this afternoon. Meanwhile, Kyren has also located that corner of the table as being the place to send the cue ball. And he's put Judd Trump in trouble now with the red over the pocket, which again he has to protect if he can. Now, can he get through to it, to pot it? Looks to me there's just about enough of the red sticking out from the red by the pink to pot this. And then it's a question of where it can get the cue ball, if so. Couldn't do a lot but putt the ball there, really. It's not going to be a frame with big breaks in it, I don't think. It's going to be one that you just got to find a way of winning. Where the balls are, it seems to dictate.
Blue ball.
It's a good shot, though, isn't it? He's developed the blue as well as playing a very handy snooker. One that's easy to hit, but of course it's in the lap of the gods if you can keep things safe here, as you can just roll up to a red. Still early in the evening session, but he's not done an awful lot right, has he, when it comes to putting balls. Meanwhile, Judd was up very quickly on that shot of his.
Number of errors early in this frame, which is reflected by the state of the table, which is pretty scruffy now. Whatever happens this evening, it has been a remarkable run of consistency from Judd Trump again. this year. All 15 ranking tournaments he's contested in 2024. He's made at least the quarterfinals. He's won 2 big titles already this season, Shanghai and that miraculous final frame break to deny Mark Williams in Saudi Arabia. Runner-up to Kyren Wilson, of course, in the Xi'an Grand Prix as well, and in yet another final here in Belfast.
Kyren Wilson has put him in a bit of trouble. That was a really good safety shot once again. As I say, has been his stronger suit this evening, but not when mistakes have been made, has he been able to take anything from them.
Foul, miss.
Goodness, you could hardly get any closer. I suspect it's going straight back. Wow, it looked to me like it almost grazed it on the way through. I'm sure Rob Spencer was correct. Judd came very close to hitting anyway.
Yeah, Kyren.
Applause, but at least one red for Wilson to go at.
Yes, and can he pop the black to the right corner from it? I think from that angle, I think the black will go.
One.
Well, whether he can open up any balls from this black, I'm not so sure, but if he could, it could completely turn this frame around.
Trump knows that the margin for error this evening for him is wafer thin.
Well, any thoughts of being able to pop that red to left corner
Yeah,
might have been scuppered by the black
I'll do it from this side so you can see.
being respotted, and he's asking Rob Spencer to put it on again in the hope that he's not got it on right first
You can see
time.
the cross on this side. If you come over here, you can see. Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, he was just asking, just in case it was a miracle and he could see the red.
It's the last time I'll buy you a drink, right?
Yeah, no, nothing doing there. So
Eight.
yeah, we're looking to get that cue ball in behind the yellow again. Yellow and blue over that area.
Cheers, Kyren. Thank you. Kyren Wilson out.
It's definitely a side of his game that's improved massively in the last 18 months, Kyren Wilson. Not least when he turned over John Higgins at the Crucible, having lost heavily to him the year before. And his safety in that match on his way to the title was absolutely outstanding. He kept John Higgins in a lot of trouble throughout the 25-frame match that it was scheduled for. Yes, he ended up beating John Higgins 13-8, having been heavily beaten in the previous championship, so you can see the improvement was right in front of him. That's a very good shot from Trump. From where he was, it's an excellent effort.
I'm sure, first and foremost, when Trump walked into the arena tonight, it was, at the very least, I have to make him earn it. Really make him fight for these 2 frames. Don't give him anything. The chances are overturning this deficit isn't going to happen, but at least pose a few questions, which largely this afternoon he was unable to do. Well, that's a tremendous pot from Kyren Wilson.
It really is. That is absolutely superb. I mean, he's leaving a red on as well. Should he miss it?
Eight. Nine.
The table's still a bit awkward, so any sort of lead that Wilson can eke out here will be a valuable one.
$60. 17.
Smaller scale situation, of course, but he has dealt with players coming back at him already this week. David Grace was 3-0 behind, forced a decider. And even yesterday, things got a bit uneasy against Pang Junju from 5-2 up to 5-4.
25.
Yeah, he's already sort of taken the sting out of the evening, hasn't he? Judd started well in that opening frame, made a really awkward 64 break, and you know, he got everyone thinking that maybe something was possible, some comeback. But there's been a prolonged safety battle this frame, and now Judd has got himself in.
29.
Sort of slightly slow walk round, as if he's not sure whether he's on one here. Well, the left-hand red, I mean, that's half a pocket. That's half a pocket. It might go in, but it's not into the middle of the pocket. The other red's in the way. So this is a really tight one. He wants to go for it, though. That's the thing. There's something of a nothing shot, really.
Kyren Wilson, 29.
Interesting shot selection, because Judd can get him up down in that corner of the table again, quite comfortably. It's a good shot, that, from Judd. I'm not sure about Kyren's shot. It was quite negative, and leave himself open to being put in a little bit of trouble himself. That's brilliant. Just a few little signs here that Kyren is just tightening up a bit, I would say, in this little exchange. I can understand it's such a long lead. But the last two shots he's played have been quite negative, and Judd knocking these in. That was a terrific
5.
red, though, from Kyren, just trickling up to it.
6.
This would be some break if he wins the frame from here, but if anyone can manufacture something from an unpromising table, it's Trump. So that's not quite the cannon he wanted. Too thin on the red.
Yeah, he wanted about half ball. He did to push the left-hand red close to the left corner. So there's plenty more left in the frame, you'd think. From where the balls are, hard to pick a winner of it.
Ambitious.
Judd Trump 30.
Where's the cue ball going to finish, though? This frame is into its 29th minute by some distance, the longest of the match so far. The all-important second frame, which was snatched from Trump's grasp, was a shade over 25 after Wilson had needed a snooker, won it on the black. And then won the 7th on the black as well. And at that stage, the spectre of a whitewash in a final, which would have been unthinkable at the start against the world #1, that's obviously now been put to bed. The question is, what inroads can Trump make tonight in this final?
It's not really the kind of frame you'd expect these two to play, but sometimes these can be very intriguing to see the way they unfold. Yes, he's got this one red to aim at. He's played the double kiss, which is quite nicely judged. Now maybe the luck has changed a little, because he played that well, Kyren, and he's very unlucky to go in off there.
Very close, which is why it stayed close to the pocket. But it doesn't look as though he can get to the potting angle from there anyway.
Now, once again, from that shot, the red didn't have to go right close to that pocket. It's 3 hours so far, and for a lot of that, Kyren Wilson has dominated proceedings. It's not quite like that right now. A lot will hinge on this frame. Clearly, if Kyren gets over the line to lead 8-2, well, it's basically 1-1 on the night. He'd be happy with that. But if he loses his frame, you start to think maybe a little differently. It'd be 3 in a row, should that happen.
One.
Question is, now what do you do? Hard to see where you can gain any real advantage. You looked at a 2-ball plant down the cushion, which you're not likely to be playing anyway.
Judd Trump 1.
Certainly not a frame with fireworks, but seemingly a quite important one in the context of what we're about to see.
It's a bit of a waiting game at the moment with these final 2 reds left. Just 6 points between them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stalemate. I mean, neither player can do a great deal about this. With that red by the pink, until that's resolved, then no one can get any major advantage. Well, if had he got right in behind that pink on the left side, it would have been a horrible snooker. I think he's got some way through to the other red. Well, as you can see, this is by some margin the longest frame of the match. Previously, we had a 25-minute frame. That was the one in which Kyren got the snooker on the last red and won the frame 2 of the match. Well, it's a brilliant pot. Now, has he got any way of getting from black to red? Might have needed it to be a little straighter. A bit more over to the left with the cue ball he could have screwed across. I'm not sure how big a target he's got now. Well, that could be a blessing in disguise. He missed the pot. I mean, that's worked out for the best, hasn't it?
Just trump what?
That's why he's grinning, because he'd have snookered himself. Dangerous, this, because of course he could end up in a horrible snooker now next shot. I'm not sure that he could do a lot there, Kyren, but his next shot is going to be in a really vile snooker, I think.
Yes, that faintly sick smile told the story of what he was about to be facing, which is being glued behind the pink.
Could have done with the red coming out into the D, for instance, and just being more difficult to hit and more accessible to all the pockets. So that's the one thing that he could have done better there, Judd. Otherwise, this snooker is a nasty business. I mean, you might say, well, look, it's just one cushion up and down, but I mean, that's not a nice shot. You're not even looking at the ball you're trying to hit. You can easily misjudge it and come somewhere towards the brown. Played a good shot. Played a good shot there. That was a better snooker to hit than it looked.
Could have been worse for Trump. Of course, you lose control when you go for a double and miss it, trusting to luck as to where things are going to end up. Not a pretty frame by any stretch, but for Judd Trump, an absolutely vital one.
Yeah, and I would say that in the case of Kyren Wilson, because he hasn't started so well tonight, he doesn't care what sort of frame it is. If he wins it, he really couldn't care less. It would take him to within a frame.
Excellent pot, right in the middle. That was not easy, but Wilson, as we know, so adept with the rest.
Six. Kyren Wilson, 6.
A little look of disappointment on Wilson's face there, that he couldn't quite see the cue ball slip past the edge of the blue. So 11 points the deficit, the colours left. Trump's missed it altogether.
Foul.
Oh, goodness me, and it's a free ball, surely.
Kyren Wilson, 5.
Well, that's the worst part of it all. That really is, because even missing that yellow seemed fairly innocuous until the bump of the middle and the nudge. That is a
Blue ball.
very unexpected turn in this frame.
So the blue's an extra yellow. Well, he's put a lot of blood, sweat and tears into this frame, Judd Trump, but has this mistake cost him?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to miss the yellow, but you couldn't have really foreseen anything else happening.
Four.
And like you say, it's cost him the frame, that shot, which didn't seem that significant for a split second until ended up in behind the blue.
This is frame ball to put him 6 up with 7 to play.
7.
It's been a real marathon, this frame. 43 minutes nearly. But Kyren Wilson
11.
will not care a jot. He's won it. And Judd Trump bemoaning his luck there, having missed the edge of the yellow. He can't believe that he's left a free ball via
60.
the angle of the pocket, and that has made a huge difference.
Kyren Wilson, 16.
Kyren Wilson is on the cusp of becoming Northern Ireland Open champion. He's one away. Judd Trump now, seemingly hopeless task at 8-2 down.
The 11th frame. Judd Trump to break.
Seemingly a terminal blow to Judd Trump's hopes as he breaks off in frame 11. It's got to be perfect snooker from him now, and a few errors along the way from Kyren Wilson to have any hope at all. Of course, Wu Yize faced this deficit in the first Home Nations tournament of this season, the English Open, and got it back to 8-7, so it's not impossible that Trump can still apply the pressure, but what a hammer blow, Neil, to suffer at the end of that lengthy frame.
It was just a frame he had to win, and yeah, Kyren did it without really ever reaching the heights of earlier today, but he got over the line, took advantage of the free ball, and that was that. Yes, I mean, this huge lead, I can only ever think of one best of 17 final where a lead of this kind was turned over, and it was Mike Hallett who led by that scoreline at the Masters. Stephen Hendry won 9-8, even all of the frames. But the fact that we can only ever think of one in all the years suggests it doesn't happen very often. That's a good cue ball right under the cushion. You can see Rob Spencer just taking a look at what is hittable in case there's a replacement. The other thing he might have been looking at is as to whether there is full ball contact with anything available. If Kyren decides to put him in again and he was to miss again, got a feeling that there is something he can hit. But anyway, we'll worry about that if and when the time comes. Kyren is taking this on though, so looks a tough shot, isn't it, from up this end? Didn't have to play it. I understand how attacking he wants to be. Judd stopped in his tracks. He was getting up as if he was on that red to pot it, but it's just trickled onto the cushion. I think you'll find Judd feels he's suffering out there, but that kind of goes with what happens when you don't play well and your opponent does. The run usually goes accordingly. I think he feels a bit hard done by today, but that's just the way snooker is, I'm afraid. The odd little nudge might not have been going for him, but this scoreline is more about how they've both played. There's no fluke in it. It's about right.
"12 months ago, Trump was dishing out similar punishment to Chris Wakelin in the title match, winning 9-3 for his 4th Northern Ireland Open title.
there's a mistake and a half. One to which he would expect to be punished for. Seemingly not in a lot of trouble there. It was something of an unforced error, this, by the standards we see today. Just caught the red much too thick. Cue ball went close to that corner pocket.
One.
Certainly a big thing for Kyren Wilson, who has not really played into his best here in Belfast very often. It's not been one of his most successful venues.
Six.
Yes, the semi-final he made was in the inaugural Home Nation season, when, of course, this tournament was played at the Titanic Exhibition Centre. Wilson lost to Mark King, the eventual champion. Trump 6 out of 6 with the rest in this final.
Yes, and for the first time, I would think tonight, this is a clear-cut opportunity with the balls not in unfortunate positions. They're quite open. If he can get the black cleared to both corner pockets, he could be way and gone in the frame here. It's a good chance now.
Forty. 50. $22. 23. 30.
It was a big safety error from Wilson, catching the red way thicker than intended, that sent the cue ball into the pack and gave Trump this chance to reduce the arrears and do so quickly.
I think that's the point, isn't it, really? Just getting frames one quickly, not taking a long time. That last frame was a real marathon, 43 minutes. You wouldn't expect these two to be involved in many of those sort of frames. It was that man who got it won somehow. Both of these two have both done particularly well in the Tempodrome in Berlin. And this is, like the venue in Berlin, a very iconic venue in snooker. Neither of them hold a triple crown, but the crowds are absolutely superb. Love their snooker, pulsating atmosphere in them both.
$44. 45. 52. 53. 60. 61.
Even if he does lose this evening, as still seems highly likely, Trump is going to take his season earnings past the 900,000 mark.
68.
Of course, he won $500,000 for winning in Saudi Arabia. And what a win it was. One of the great clearances we've ever seen, actually, particularly when you consider
69.
what was on the line. It was a £300,000 frame.
What's remarkable about that is we haven't even had any of the Triple Crown events for the season yet, where there's big money. So if he continues to be successful, then the sky's the limit. As far as tonight is concerned, though, he's going to do ever so well to keep this match going a lot longer. But this will make him feel better. This is the first time he's really got in tonight, and he's taken advantage of that poor mistake from Wilson. Surprising error.
The argument over in this frame, half an hour quicker than the previous one. And
84.
when Trump does get in the groove, particularly in front of a big
85.
and noisy crowd like this one, he can build up a really irresistible head of steam. It's going to take something unprecedented from here in a home nations event, in a ranking event, to win from 6 down with 7 to play. But if anyone can do it, I guess it's the man at the table, as Wilson tries to stay in his own little bubble of concentration.
$101.
Well, he can get to a break of 143, which is
108.
what Mark Williams made a few days ago in this event.
109.
£5,000 bonus on offer for the best break of the tournament, which would be shared assuming Trump were to achieve it, and it's not bettered.
No, immediately you're thinking that if he's going to pot that pink, the likelihood is he could double it to the left middle to get on the final black. That's probably going to be the plan.
108.
Although he's not hitting that hard enough, so now he's very good at playing all round the angles, but on this occasion he might have to. He might be able to run it in, leave himself further away from the brown.
121.
That was the problem. He couldn't get into it very easily. Now he's playing right-handed.
Yes. 125.
Just things have got a little awkward now in this break. Don't know if he can leave himself the double. Looks like he's going to have to sort of get in close to the pink.
$130.
Well, he's back on the double. And it is doable. I mean, it's very gettable.
Right in the middle. So the black to tie the highest break of the tournament made by Mark Williams. Well played, Judd Trump. An immaculate break. Kyren Wilson made the safety error. Trump steps in with a 1-4-3. The equal highest of 1-4-3 with Mark Williams. But Kyren Wilson is still just one frame away from that Alex Higgins trophy. This is the final frame before the final interval. Will we need it?
Yes, I was just thinking that Mark Williams probably saw the scoreline 8-2. I think he's off in Portugal, according to his social media. But whatever it is, he's probably thinking at 8-2 up, my break's going to be safe. So not much more snooker left in this year's Northern Ireland Open. And then, if he's not watching it, which he may not be, he won't like to know that the break's been equalled. This time he didn't get a bad kiss. Having missed it, he could have got a double kiss and left it on. That's a terrific shot. Well, there's somebody who is such a great cueist. Cue goes through dead straight. These are really tough shots to push through in the way that he did.
Six. Seven.
I mean, for all Judd Trump's success, and there's been an awful lot of it, you know, he's been an outstanding winner over such a long period. Occasionally in finals, he throws in one that's not great. He was beaten 10-3 in the Champion of Champions final by Mark Allen, who was the best player. I mean, he deserved the win. Nothing to say about that, because that was coming up to a month ago. That is coming next month, that event. But he was heavily beaten in the final, and it could be the same here. Of course, that's interspersed with a number that he hasn't been beaten in, and he hasn't done anything but win, and not least that, as Philip said, that wonderful clearance in Saudi to pick up the $500,000. In the meantime, Rob Spencer's got problems of his own here, hasn't he? I mean, he's got the marker out.
It's got to be in a direct line, of course. Not touching anything else.
Now he's got to replace the red. Oh.
Thank you.
Quite a surgical procedure there, but Rob Spencer, of course, was equal to it. Gets a warm hand. And Wilson continues with the break he hopes
14.
will carry him to the title.
Yes, I'm sure that the winning line is now in view for him. You can just see with this visit to the table, Judd knows that it's out of his hands. It was a terrific opening red up into the green pocket.
20.
Well, here it is. I mean, the speed he's played it at, he didn't just roll it in. They're such difficult shots to play.
$27. 28.
Now, what does he have? Any kind of a slightly off straight angle to screw into the bunch directly? Maybe. Not sure if anything else goes. He's trying to dig out that end red. Well, that will go, as we've just seen the angle, the giveaway angle that tells us that bottom one will definitely pot. Yeah, it definitely goes, and also he's definitely going to be moving other balls here in the process of trying to pot it.
35.
This could be the shot that almost wins him it. Top spin through the bunch at pace.
36.
Very good. Slightly lost the cue ball, but it's certainly retrievable.
This next shot could be the key one. Not easy.
Yes, I mean, there's two ways he could. I mean, he could screw it in and try and get a cannon on the reds, but it makes the pot more difficult, more missable that way. He's played the shot though. And that was a brave way to play it, I think.
43.
Instead of dropping it in and playing something at middle range.
Not entirely clean, but he bullied it into the pocket.
It's true, but I do think that anything that does go in on these tables has been earned, because I'm not seeing them being very generous. Their standard pockets on this table here in Belfast. So if they do go in off the jaw, then they were in the first place. This has gone wrong.
47.
Cue ball should not have finished there. Just occasionally with Kyren, he will drift out of position. It gives Judd a little bit of a glimmer of hope. This is not a simple shot. Very nicely played though with the brown there.
He's taken these very well. One or two moments where things could have gone wrong. The black was missable. He potted it very confidently. And he's back in good-looking position with a view to finishing the job.
53.
Yeah, just dropping in now to the left side of the table with, as you can see, the reds lined up perfectly. Any one of three, a huge area to land in. So he's almost there.
58.
Alex Higgins trophy beckons.
$59.
Judd Trump has dominated this tournament down the years, winning it 3 times in a row at the expense of RonnieO'Sullivan, and then a 4th last year. And started the day with high hopes of a famous 5, but it's surely not to be. This red,
66.
and Kyren Wilson will be the champion.
67.
There's the little clench of the fist, an understated celebration. What a day he's had. Who could have believed that he would blitz his opponent 7-1 in the first session?
Yes, and you've got to enjoy the wins, haven't you? There is a mutual respect
74.
between these two now. Maybe once upon a time they weren't particularly close, but they're contemporaries,
75.
both great players. I think Judd will be warm in defeat. And congratulations to Kyren Wilson. But he has been soundly beaten today. There's no two ways about it.
It's already a great rivalry, and it's going to become stronger and stronger. Kyren Wilson is still only 32, Trump only 35. Their best snooker days might well still be ahead of them. It's an exciting prospect.
90.
It's disappointment for Judd Trump, and it's elation for Kyren Wilson.
91.
And now looking to put the icing on the cake with a 3rd century of the week.
$94. 95.
It's almost like Judd's break of 143 in the previous frame has sprung Kyren Wilson back into life because he played so well earlier.
It was a brilliant red to get in. And there's the century.
101.
The crowd raised the roof. They have contributed greatly to another wonderful week here at the Waterfront Hall.
104.
Well, this is the victory lap now, isn't it, for Kyren? Must be feeling very disappointed, Judd, but the other man, Kyren Wilson, must feel absolutely on top of the world. It's been a great display. He needed to play well to win, and he has. There's no doubt how much his game has gone up in the last 12 months or so from the world title. 2 more ranking titles since.
Dominating the centre. The world champion reigns supreme in Belfast. Kyren Wilson has taken down the world #1 Judd Trump to land the Northern Ireland Open and the Alex Higgins Trophy. An 8th ranking title, his 2nd of the season.